So on to our next award, which is all about returning to learning. I think a lot of the examples today have been about that, but we wanted to specifically recognise this, and there were a lot of different types of return to learning that we saw through the nominations. And I think there can't be probably a better organisation to be supporting this than City Lit, given the brilliant work that they do, which you may hear a bit more about in a moment. But they do some amazing work about returning to learning and continuing learning and really making a difference to lots of people's lives. So again, long-standing friends and partners of the Learning and Work Institute and of Festival of Learning, and we're delighted that they're sponsoring this award. And so to introduce it and to present it, I'd like to welcome Mark Malcolmson, who's City Lit's principal, up to the stage. Mark.
Thank you, Stephen. And in a perfect world, this award would not exist, in my view. In a perfect world, people wouldn't return to education because education would be something that they did throughout their lives without stopping, from being a young child to being somebody like Sylvia, who's a grand old age of, can I say it, Sylvia? 91 years old. So... Stephen is a gentleman, but I knew she didn't mind telling you. Returning to learning is something that happens because a lot of people don't get the opportunities to enjoy learning, to take part in learning, to experience learning to its fullest so that it can make them better people and allow them to enjoy a fulfilled life. So the opportunity to come back, as we've seen in a number of the other award winners this evening, means that a whole new life can open to people. And for us at City Lit, as Stephen said, we take great pride that tens of thousands of people a year come back to learning, and they learn in a way that they might never have experienced before. So we are delighted to sponsor this particular award, but in particular, I'd like to acknowledge Stuart, who has won this award. He is somebody that is returning to learning and learning at its finest. Somebody who's taken the challenges in his life and has taken learning to help overcome them and to do something better. And I'd like to show you the video.
I was the child at school who sat at the back and everything went on around. The teachers just wasn't there for me. I couldn't grasp at all the English, where it was coming from, the writing, the letters, the reading. It just wasn't there. I had no encouragement at all. I was belittled. I was below low.
Managed to go to Stockport College to do joinery, and he got through that without much reading and writing, and then he got a job. Stuart's challenge was that he'd got this belief that he was not any good at English or reading and writing, and he'd had a lot of setbacks.
I had to do something. If I wanted to make progress as a site manager in the schools or wherever I was working, I needed more of an English qualification.
I was working at the school where he was, teaching adults English. The deputy head approached me and said, "Do you think we could do something for Stuart?" Because he could do a job as a site manager, but he needs to be able to read and write. So I arranged for him to come and have a skills check here at the Old Lifelong Learning Centre. Then we put him on a dyslexia support class, and I arranged with his head teacher that he could have time off work.
I was very nervous about doing it, to walk into a room, not knowing anybody. I was very, very nervous to walk in, but lifelong learning, the people surround you, there's always a conversation. You're never left out. Since coming to lifelong learning, I've started with entry 2 functional skills, which I've passed. I'm doing entry 3 English, next level I'll be English 1. I see a big difference in myself coming forward. my job at the community centre, that's ongoing.
It's a community centre where there is a lot of volunteering going on, and it is a community centre where people are valued. So I think he'll be flourishing there, really, and he'll be doing more and more, and I have a feeling that he wants to pass on his skills as a joiner. His attitude to life's changed. He's just more confident in himself, and because he's had such a good experience of learning, he wants to help other people.
It's like a big circle. The more you learn, the more confidence you get, the more you get to do things. It's a big circle.
Hearty congratulations. Thank you. Now, tell us a little bit how you think you've changed since returning to learning as a person.
My personal confidence has gone through the roof. And that's all down to Oldham lifelong learning. Basically, Janet's McDowell's team and David Bailey, the lecturer, top notch. Can't fault any of them. But I've got a short story, which is along the lines. My mother's 97 now, and every year Armistice Day comes round. I think I should really do something. I should really trace up her when she was in the WRAFs, and it never happens. This year, I put pen to paper and wrote down the Ministry of Defence and got a record of when she was in the WRAFs, and that was everything to me.
Just left the